Slash with the Canadian national anthem to get things underway here in Toronto, and then Aaron caught up with the rock legend.
I'm here with one of the greatest rock and roll legends of all time, Slash. You're here at the Supercross in Toronto. You just played the national anthem. You rocked it out there. You're pumped with your performance.
I am so excited to be here. It's so cool. Then they asked me to do it, and I was like, yeah, definitely.
You're a racing enthusiast yourself. You said that you've ridden before, but this is like your 12th Supercross that you've attended.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, I've been a lot of times. I think when I was racing bicycles, I used to do BMX, and so I started on motocross, and that's what I was aspiring to do. And then I picked up the guitar, and that was it. I haven't really been on a bike since. I go every so often. I go out to the dunes, but.
Thanks for joining us here tonight.
Pretty happy he picked up the guitar.
Yeah, he rocks it. No doubt.
He sure does. Let's get into the lights, highlights. Barsha with the whole shot in heat number 1, but he wasn't the only fast guy in this group.
Well, he was joined by Ken Roxon, a lot of fast guys, like you said, and one of the fastest right here was Malcolm Stewart, 37 on the KTM. He was absolutely flying through the whoops.
Checkered flag would come, and Barsha would move on quickly to the main. Joining him, though, getting the final transfer spot. Sewell on the 68. On to heat number 2 we go, and Darren Durham on the 35 makes the move, and as we've seen all night long, Jeff, getting that hole shot so key.
Well, and then our fastest qualifier of the night, 49 there, Bogle. He makes this mistake. Watch him come in here, and he stalls his engine, and this would start a sequence that would not go in his favor, and it would put him in the LCQ. Watch this.
Yeah, got ugly right here.
He touches with Pellegrini. Both riders go down hard. No words needed on that.
No. And then the checkers for Durham, who just beats Wharton back to the line. And we go now to the lights LCQ. That's going to be coming up when speed returns across the border to the Rogers Center here in Toronto. Big crowd here in the Rogers Center, so get ready for the lights LCQ. You know, it's our only race in Canada, but a lot of folks from the northeastern portion of the United States make the trip over the border.
Yeah.
Fans last night from Pennsylvania and all over New York, all making their way in.
And that track party, I mean, the enthusiasm and the excitement that these families and everybody showed, it was really cool.
All over downtown Toronto as we walked around for dinner and lunch and everything today and last night. Coming across lots of fans, excited. We ran into one guy, came all the way from France, remember today?
That's right. Got a picture with him. We were getting out of a cab. There you go, Justin Bogle, fastest qualifier in the qualifying practice, now finds himself in the last gate position in the LCQ. Got some work to do.
Yeah, it all begins with the start, doesn't it? He's going to need it here.
Don't you love the free cabs here? I haven't paid for a cab yet.
Me either.
That's an inside joke, fans.
Here we go, gate drop. Oh, Bogle, he does a great job on the start. Wow. Absolutely what he had to do, and he executed it perfectly. Now he's got to keep it upright for 4 laps. And he's got the 46 of Les Smith chasing him. Smith trying to get that other transfer spot.
Smith is on this.
Is right there too, Jeff. I'm sorry, in the 275.
Yeah, great start here for Les Smith also. He's on that Olean's KTM. It's a new team this year, guided by Grant Langston. See these guys getting into position. Now notice they've done a little track work here. So track is in pretty good shape right now. A little bit loose in some of the turns, but you're not going to have to deal with those deep rutted bull turns. How about Bogle, though? 1 lap in the books. Now, this is where he gets a chance to pick up. I'll tell you, I've been there before where you end up going to the LCQ, you get a little extra track time, but, you know, it's not where you want to be, but sometimes it's just, you know, it's the sequence that you have to get through, and now he knows, you know, you can hole shot from the outside because that's pretty much, if he wins this and goes on to the main event, that's where he's going to be starting from.
Smith trying to hold off Jeff Gibson on that K&N FMF Honda.
See the bikes jumping around a little bit there in the whoop section. Tells you that there's some ruts in there, and you try to get the front wheel right where you want it, but the back wheel doesn't always follow.
Let's check in with Aaron.
I'm standing here with Ken Roxon. He is still sick as a dog. Ken, you're watching this LCQ, getting ready for your main event. You're wiping the sweat off your forehead. How are you feeling lining up for this main event, and how you plan on pulling this one off tonight?
Well, I'm not feeling the best, you know. I'm out of breath really quick, and it's not going to be easy, but I think in this way, you know, it's only 15 laps till I can go to sleep and rest, so I'm just going to try my best, you know, get a good start and then not crash. I think I can still be up there, and I know it's going to be hard, but it's never easy.
You know, Ken Roxon usually such a bright-eyed, smiley guy every time you see him. And you can just see it, Jeff, knowing him the way you and I do. He is not feeling good.
Yeah, he's usually Mr. Positive, no doubt. He was down a little bit, but tell you what, you got Gibson. He needs the position here on Les Smith. Both riders, well, all of our top three putting in solid rides, but only two are going to get those final transfer position to the main.
Final lap here in the Lights LCQ. The end of his heat race, Bogle came crashing over the finish line jump. This time he hopes to soar over it smoothly, take the checkered flag, and get on to the main.
Battle behind him is going to be close. Gibson.
Here he comes, coming to the final corner, and here's that battle for second, the final transfer. Gibson inside. Bogle takes a checkered, and Les Smith is just going to miss a transfer as Gibson gets him at the line. And Smith looking back like he might have been frustrated about something that could have affected that, but it doesn't matter. Bogle and Gibson to the main. Let's take a look at the Supercross class heat highlights now. Boy, Ryan Villapoto, Jeff, flew out of the gates and then just disappeared. 16 seconds by the time he got to the checkers, the gap between him and second.
Yeah, he was definitely on the gas, and he had a bunch of Kawasaki teammates in this one also. And this is Weimer on the first lap. Really close call. He would recover, put the pressure on Brock Tickle right here in the same spot, make the pass for second.
Weimer getting around Tickle, and then checkers would fall for Villapoto, and he would easily go on to the main. Heat 2, different brand of motorcycles battling up the front. Millsaps didn't get the whole shot. That was all Will Hahn, but then Millsaps would go to work.
And if you notice, Millsaps there was behind Brayton, and Brayton and Millsaps really poured it on.
Here's Kevin Windham getting around Hahn, and he wasn't done there. Windham with his back all tight and sore and binding up on him, found a way to work through the pain and work through the field. Here he comes after Metcalf. Inside on the 24, powering through.
And then the race for the win was on Justin Brayton, 10 on the Honda, Millsaps on the Yamaha. Brayton goes for the first place, but Millsaps holds on to it.
Davey takes that win, and we head down to Aaron with Kyle Regal.
It's the second week on the Hart and Huntington bike for Kyle Regal. Kyle, you've made it into tonight's main event already, looking a little bit more comfortable, but this track is changing every single lap. How are you adapting to the conditions?
Yeah, the ruts are getting really bad in the whoops, mainly. The rocks and everything get blown around, so main thing is I'm going to watch these next couple races, see how the track develops, and see what I'm going to do out there in the main.
Kyle Regal, the Hart and Huntington Dodge Sick-One Casino entry. He's going on. Hopefully Kerry Hart's going to get Ivan Tedesco back soon. And we've got another LCQ coming. It's going to be for the Supercross class. The heats are done. We've got one more LCQ, and then it's the main events. Coming up shortly here at Speed's Live. A Monster Energy AMA. Finest, rarest, and most incredible cars from around the planet, all going across the auction block. Make sure you join us Thursday, April 5th. Jeff Emig taking a look for us as to what else you can do to your bike with this Rocky Mountain ATV MC.com report.
For those of you that ride, you know that oftentimes we spend a lot of time and money trying to figure out ways to get our bike to go. But on this week's Rocky Mountain Spotlight, I'm going to show you a couple different products that can help you to get your bike to stop, which can be every bit as important to successful and safe riding. The first is the Tusk stainless steel Typhoon brake rotor. These are top quality rotors designed for peak performance. They're made from durable, tempered stainless steel to work great with any type of brake pad. The design not only looks great, but is lightweight, strong, and efficient at eliminating unwanted heat. Rotors are important, but the key to stopping power is the actual brake pad. Rocky Mountain has a variety of pads to choose from, like this one, the Tusk Centered Metal Brake Pad. The centered copper offers high friction for increased stopping power, and the high-performance compound ensures increased durability in both wet and dry conditions. For more on this and all your motorcycling needs, log on to RockyMountainATV.com.
Well, we talked about a lot of riders that have been injured this year. One rider coming back to Monster Energy Supercross, Josh Grant, former Anaheim season opener, 2009 that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a fantastic night for him, and he's found himself now in the LCQ here tonight, which is not exactly where he wants to be, so a lot of pressure on the young California rider.
Grant on that DNA Energy drink back Kawasaki for Jeff Ward Racing, right into the lead with the whole shot.
Now Kanairi had the spot there. Oh, and he makes a little mistake. Luckily, doesn't go over the bars, but Grant just goes a little deeper into the first turn. How many times this year, Ralph, have we been calling these LCQs, and you've got Bobby Kanairi here and that Rockstar Yamaha battling for these final transfer positions.
Kanairi on the blue Yamaha, number 87, chasing Grant's Kawasaki. Aaron Kanairi having a pretty good run here.
Pretty good run so far, but a tough day for him so far. Also, he crashed during practice. He tweaked his right ankle. They've had to work extremely hard getting that bike in race-ready condition. He said he took a little stinger to the head. Everything was okay, but everything needs to be changed on the bike except for the seat and the front wheel.
Wow. A little stinger. Lots of parts being changed this year. You know, last year we had such an incredible championship battle with all of the title contenders staying in it. For the most part, most riders, with the exception of Josh Grant, stayed pretty healthy. And that was kind of an anomaly. And now this year, it's kind of been the exact opposite, is we've had a lot of injured riders. But fortunately, you know, we have a deep field, and there's a lot of talented riders. I mean, Kanairi and Grant here are some of the best riders in the planet, and they're riding the LCQ. It just tells you that even though a lot of riders are injured, we still have a great field of racers.
It's a very deep field of competition, top level of Monster Energy Supercross these days. Maybe some of the deepest we've seen over the years.
Yeah, it certainly is. Our lights program is really producing great talent. These riders are working hard, they're dedicated, tremendous amount of support from teams and outside sponsors. DNA's on board with Jeff Ward Racing. You got Rockstar with the Suzuki team. And this Star Valley Yamaha team that Kanairi's on is one of the largest teams. They've got, I believe, 7 riders between Supercross and Supercross Lights.
Well, and
it costs money.
Yes, it does. And it's going to get deeper next year, too, Jeff, when you take a look at the fact that guys like Justin Barsh are going to be forced to move up. Kanairi coming inside on his 81. He's got the move on Grant. Grant tries to battle back. He's going to have the advantage of the next corner, so the lead swaps again.
These riders keeping it clean right there, but Kanairi, you know, he's got a little more time on the bike and racing time this year as Grant's just come back to join us. I'll tell you what, they've got a little gap right now. It's about 2 seconds back to Ryan Clark, the 124. He certainly would like to capitalize on a mistake by one of these riders and get himself into the main event. There he is, whoop, coming around. Now watch as they go through the whoops here. Grant, in his history, when I've seen him, he has been really fast through the whoops, but you can see he is just tiptoeing through there right now, and that tells me that the whoops are just treacherous here tonight, and he wants to be ultra safe, make sure that he keeps his first place position here at this LCQ and makes it to the main. Not really worried about a fast lap, but he's got a lot of pressure from Kanairi.
2 laps remaining here.
Everybody just kind of riding some clean laps right now. Still about the same distance back to Clark. They gapped him just a couple of tenths of a second, but nothing major.
And on a track like this, tonight is not only treacherous with the shape of some of these obstacles, Jeff, but that surface. We heard Justin Martian talking about it earlier, how he actually, had to push it hard to find out where the limit was of the surface here tonight.
Yeah, and he found out. Luckily, he did that in qualifying practice. And I tell you, as the night goes on, I made that comment about breaking a jar of marbles on the floor and then you try to run across it. That's really what it's like, and not so much in the racing line. If you're in a rut, you're good. But if you are out of the rut, and especially in the lower parts of the turn, all those rocks fall from the top of the berm down to the bottom. So, in the main event, when everyone's battling for position and the championship points are on the line, they're going to start making some more aggressive moves. That's when you're going to see riders make mistakes, as they're trying to come up the inside and do the slide job on the rider in front of them, possibly losing the front wheel because there's just not going to be the grip there.
Usually one of the rockiest surfaces we see all season is when we get to Seattle. This one is really...
Well, it's much different when it's wet rocky versus dry rocky, and this is dry rocky.
Rocking his way to the checkered flag is Josh Grant right now, and he's going to take the LCQ win. Canari's going to settle for second. Clark's going to come across the line just short of a transfer in third. Stay with us, coming back. History made here live on Speed tonight. Oh, Roxon, he is down. Roxon with a huge problem. There goes Warden. Warden lights the candle. Blake Warden does it here in Indianapolis. It was a big night last week in Indianapolis when Blake Warden got that win. Here's a look at all the Supercross Lights winners this year. Of course, they're going to battle out the Dave Coombs Senior Memorial East-West Shootout that first weekend in May. You're going to see it live from Vegas right here on Speed. And one of the guys in that battle will be Dean Wilson, who's here with Aaron.
Current West Coast Lights point leader Dean Wilson joins us here in Toronto. Dean, you've won 2 rounds. You're leading by 2 points. What are your impressions of what's taking place in the East Coast Championship so far?
No, all the boys look really fast. I was watching practice today, and Barsha looks like a little bit different rider than he did last year. He's looks like he's smoothed out a lot and he looks really good. And yeah, I don't know, but it's kind of funny because it's like a little bit boring. It's not boring, but I just wish I was out there. I missed it really bad, so I just can't wait to race at Seattle and yeah, have some fun.
Good memories here for Dean Wilson when he took the win here last year.
We'll see them next from Seattle as they try to settle up that West Coast Championship fight. Dean and Eli Tomac.
Dean's got the hairdo going here tonight.
He does. Well, we talked about the fan party that took place here yesterday. It was a great time here at the Rogers Center, and Aaron captured all the fun and excitement.
We're here at Rogers Center, and it is the first time ever for the Monster Energy Track Party. Fans get to come and take an inside look at the track and meet some of their favorite riders.
The whoops and the triples are just insane. The commitment of the riders to make these jumps is just insane. I can't even believe it.
It looks super tacky. Like the track looks like it's going to be so fun tomorrow for all the guys out there and just gnarly racing.
It's a lot bigger than it looks when you're watching on TV.
It's just a lot steeper, and like the jumps are a lot closer than I thought they would have been. It looks a lot bigger than that on TV.
I think it's going to red out a bit, but hopefully it won't fall apart, so it's looking good.
It looks super savage. It looks pretty intense.
I'm pumped for everything. It's Toronto Supercross. It's always a great time.
The first ever Monster Energy Track Party. Jake Weimer, what are your thoughts on all these fans gathered around?
I mean, I just got here, but it's cool that everybody came out. It's something different that I've never done. So it's cool to come out Friday before the race, get to meet some people. Saturday's usually a little hectic, so it's nice to be able to come when we're in a little bit of a more mellow environment and be able to hang out with people and mingle, so it's good.
Blake Warden does it here in Indianapolis, taking the win and ending Barsha's streak.
Now that someone has broken through and beaten Bam Bam, is the points leader vulnerable? Blake Warden, Ken Roxon, and Darren Durham lead the field, ready to take aim at Honda's Justin Barcia when round 6 of Lights East gets underway from Toronto. You're watching Speed's live coverage of Monster Energy Supercross.
Barcia's in this heat and we're underway. The Geico Honda rider, a very long start straight here, and he just powers away. Look at the speed. Wow. Malcolm Stewart, he is all over Martin on that 30. Right inside of him, powers by, forces the issue, and he's up to 3rd.
Barcia, he definitely is riding like a champion.
Tonight, he's got a heat race win already. Baggett on the 12, trying to take the whole shot. Oh, Bogle with problems. He stalls it and then gets hit from behind. He's going to try to gas it still around the outside to the white flag.
Oh,
Contact in midair, and they go down hard. Oh, man, that was a big problem right there. Checkered flag falls. Durham's going to get the win, but look who was right there behind him. Wharton closing on him.
You're watching Speed's live coverage of Monster Energy Supercross.
The gate lined up and ready to go. Pack full of 20 Monster Energy Supercross Lights East riders ready to go.
Look at that.
Sarah Shipman ready to go, sending this one in to us. 2-year-old niece ready to race. Yes, she is. Looking great. Thanks for the twit pick. It's a Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com keys to the race, Jeff.
Well, Barcia grabbed the whole shot, smooth through the whoops, and Durham get a good start. So I'd say right now, it's a nice long start we have right here. It's going to be the key to the race. So now remember, Barcia didn't get to start last week, and he had a little bit of trouble running past those guys. So I think Durham, Stewart, Wharton, Roxon, you guys are pretty fired up. They know that Barcia can be beat.
Diana Dahlgren, Miss Supercross, has the 32nd board up.
And of course, Justin Bogle, Barcia's teammate, will be starting way on the rider's right. And Barcia looks like he is lined up 4th from the inside.
Well, we saw Bogle get an incredible start all the way from the outside.
He's going to be starting way out here, and Barcia's coming this way.
Barcia, he's going to get another hole shot tonight. The Nuclear Cowboys hole shot goes to Barcia, and look at Roxon! Holy cow, Roxon jumping through and into the lead.
That's going to put Durham in 3rd, and I believe Wharton is going to come out around 4th. Yes, Martin 4th.
What a move by Roxon, Jeff.
Well, let's see if he's got the fitness to hang on. He has been sick all week with the flu. Time to lay it all on the line and rest tomorrow.
At your absolute best, Monster Energy Supercross, one of the most physically demanding sports on the planet, and here's Roxon battling the flu and battling one of the fastest riders on a lights bike.
Track really loose in spots. A lot of those rocks are going to come up. We're going to see these riders make some mistakes here tonight in the main.
Oh, Malcolm Stewart, who was so quick in his heat race, is now at the tail end of the field.
I believe it's only Justin Bogle behind him, so Malcolm sets 19th. Bogle, his troubles continue.
Battle for the lead heating up here. Roxon trying to hang on. Barcia taking his time, stalking the number 70 KTM.
Watch this line through the whoops right here. These riders are trying to jump through there. See right there, both riders making little mistakes. That's going to allow Durham, who has been on fire tonight. He's got a heat race win, setting in 3rd, looking for his first win.
Wharton was the guy that cut the streak of wins short for Barcia. Blake Wharton runs in 4th, and it's Martin Wright coming in behind him. Barcia starting to slowly close back in.
This turn's going to be really critical here. See, you have to leave the outside wide open.
Oh, contact! Barsha got into Roczen, and it knocks Roczen off.
Shall we say Bam Bam is back and back out front.
Roczen now has to deal with Durham, who has troubles getting through the whoops. Cuts inside. Here comes Wharton on the 986.
Wharton's got the drive.
Wharton right inside of Durham, and they stay holding their positions.
It's heating up, Ralph, here in Canada. Let's see if Wharton's got the inside line. Oh, he's going for it.
He tries it again, can't get it done. Side by side, bar to bar through the air. Wharton tries to cut back inside. Oh, and look at the gas as they jump on it. Durham getting the traction better. He's going to be able to hold off Wharton, but not for long. Wharton now back to the inside. And also joining in this fight is Martin on the 30.
Martin
Here they
goes
come.
into fourth.
Martin, he's going to pick up a spot. He's going to try for third. He's got it.
How about it? Alex Martin is flying.
And here's Durham riding the front wheel all the way to the berm. 3 riders. Bar to bar to bar to bar. Here they come again. Great racing action from Toronto with the Supercross Lights East.
Uh-oh, we got another rider getting into the mix. That's Bowers.
Bowers, the arena cross champ. He's not afraid to throw an elbow. He's going to get up here in this mix as well. Wharton riding with tons of confidence from that win a week ago. Can he find a way around Darren Durham? Meanwhile, Barsha, 2.7 seconds in front of Roczen.
And it's a pretty good jump, about 5 seconds back.
Oh, down goes Durham. He lost it. He couldn't hang on to the traction, went away from the front wheel, and down went Durham. So Wharton is now up to third. He's got a podium position.
Oh, and another rider down.
For Martin. No, it's the 7.
Nicoletti.
Nicoletti, 7:15.
Watch, this is Durham right there. What I was talking about, those rocks are starting to come up, and you get too much front brake, too much power there in the front end, trying to carve it in. Loses traction, gives up a possible podium here tonight.
Here's a man of the night and of the season, Justin Barsha, trying to get back to his winning ways here in the Lights East.
He is out front flying. He has the fastest lap of the main event, a 47.8.
Oh, man! He was really struggling through that whoop section, Jeff. It has been a trouble spot all night.
I told you, Ralph, even the best riders in the world are going to be challenged here tonight. Not because it's a difficult track design, but it's difficult track conditions. The soil here is just totally going away. It's getting really rocky out there. The whoops are getting rutted. And the thing about it also is in the whoops, you don't know if a little rock here or there gets kicked up and it kicks your front wheel or back wheel out. Barsha just experienced a close one right there.
Could have been disastrous for Barsha. Roczen doing an incredible job of holding on to second, fighting the flu here tonight. Here's that Toyota replay, Jeff. It's the pass for the lead.
Watch here as Roczen goes wide and Bam Bam Barsha goes in and just gives him a little touch, and it skips Roczen's bike out a little bit, allows him to get by.
And just a minute ago, Barsha having his own problems. Watch this.
Barsha in all kinds of replays here tonight. Uh-oh, gets a little huckabuck going. Oh, it was close right there. If the front wheel had tucked just a little bit more, we would have a new leader. But the reigning champ back on it here, halfway through the main event. Got a good lead.
It was just a slip a week ago that cost Ken Roczen a win, and he almost had a little slip here tonight from his rival that would have given him a win.
Lance Vincent down there as Roczen gets through cleanly.
That's Vincent on the 55. Here comes Wharton. Wharton running along in third.
Watch the lines here. See, these guys are trying to get to the left right there. Now he's back straight through the middle. I'll tell you what.
Oh, a couple of riders down here. That's Bowers and Martin. Bowers and Martin, they were fighting for fourth.
And I tell you what, Ralph, that's one of those corners where it's wide open on the inside.
Martin trying to find a place to re-enter the racetrack. Does so. And he's going to be way back in the field around Baggett. Baggett's running in 11th with Lemoyne.
And watch this replay. That's Martin, 30 on the red bike, and Bowers. He makes a little mistake, so he doesn't triple, but allows Bowers a little light here. He says, okay, I'm going to triple to the inside. Watch what happens. He loses traction with his front wheel. In turn, pushes Martin off the track. In turn, both riders outside of the top 5.
And Bowers' problems continue on the 74. He heads to the mechanics area.
Never good. And more than likely, he bent the front brake rotor, which is on the left side of the front wheel, when he got into Martin there. Probably hit him right around the swing arm foot peg area. That's going to put a real damper on his finish.
He re-enters. Vincent's in the mechanics area as well. And Barcia continues on the Geico Honda. Smooth run for Barcia now that he's into the lead.
Yeah,
4 seconds to gap back to Roxon. Here comes Roxon on the number 70. Behind him, it's Wharton. Last week's winner in Indianapolis.
Putting in a strong ride. I tell you what, for Roxon to still be in this right now, being as sick as he is, that's a pretty impressive ride, and that's a great example of what these athletes do. When it's time to get it done and race for the points, they just step up to the plate.
Speaking of stepping up, we talked earlier tonight about how Jake Canada's been stepping things up, and he's running great here tonight. He's got 4th locked up right now.
Fantastic addition here to this Moto Concept Suzuki team. He keeps gaining confidence, better finishes as this championship goes on.
And it's Wright and Durham.
I tell you what, for Wright, this is an outstanding ride here tonight.
Durham having his issues now. He was up near the front, slipping back here, hanging out in 6th.
Wright out of Ohio.
Here he comes, Durham inside, trying to get around Wright, takes him wide, makes contact with him and ejects Wright right off of his bike.
Wright was gonna...
and more problems. All kinds of people running into Wright's situation here. That's Baggett, and I'm guessing it was Lemoyne in there as well, because he'd been running right there with him. Well, let's see what happened here.
So Durham's got the position on Wright right here. See, Wright knows at this point, he says, okay, I'm going to pull out of the way, give him room, but the line goes way outside, and watch as Durham gets in, his rear wheel slides under Wright's bike. Now, this is Lemoyne trying to check up. In turn, Baggett has to check up, stacks it up, Baggett and Wright end up with the short end of the stick.
Meanwhile, Barcia.
How about the action here tonight?
Well, you know, the Lights East have been one of the most exciting classes all season long.
And there's Malcolm Stewart, who's being lapped. He is
13th. Running in 13th.
13th, so that's going to put him 1 down. Boy, he was so fast in the heat race. I was looking forward to an exciting ride by Stewart. Didn't pan out. Great ride here by Ken Roxon, the German rider. Rode a few races on the West Coast last year, fully committed to Monster Energy Supercross on the East Coast here in 2012. Has not notched a win yet, though.
Jeff, the pressure has got to be mounting on Roxon. He's only got a couple of races left in the 2012 Supercross season. He was supposed to get wins. He was supposed to challenge for the championship. That's not happening. How much is that pressure building?
Well, I think that Ken expects to win, but what everyone needs to remember is that he was scheduled to ride the West Coast Championship. He broke his arm in the wrist area before the first race. KTM moves him to the East Coast. He was only back on the bike for a little less than a week before this championship started. In contrast, our reigning champion, Barcia, had virtually no setbacks, and he basically came in fully ready for this championship. So, you know, he's kind of had to race himself into shape, and, you know, last week, he really could have won his first race, but he tossed it away.
Battle for 7th. Week in Lemoyne. Week is on the 78. Lemoyne on the 60. Trying to jump past. Here he comes, cutting inside. Matt Lemoyne right there on the outside. Oh, those two pushing and shoving their way through the corner. And Bogle gets into that mix as well. He's going to get around Lemoyne, Aaron.
That he is. What a great ride it's been for Matt, and a good battle out there right now. Just coming off his best finish of the season with a 7th place in Indy. But today, guys, some problems after practice. They actually changed a brand new motor. He said he's feeling good, he's feeling confident, and he's ready to make things happen here tonight in Toronto.
Well, Bogle is really on the charge here now. He's gotten around the tie loop back rider Lemoyne, and now he's going after Week on the final lap here.
And for Bogle to be inside the top 10 is just amazing. And here's the move on Week.
Oh, Week, powers are on the outside. Meanwhile, Barsha coming to the checkered flag. Celebrating while the rest finish. And Bogle and Week battling to the final couple of corners. They continue to fight over 7. And Bogle losing some ground now to Week as Week tries to get this Moto Concepts F&F bike to the checkers to take 7. Bogle coming back strong. Final corner. Week is going to get there first. Barsha with the win. Roxon will hold on for 2nd. Wharton rounds out the podium. Barsha has found his way back to the podium and will be there to talk to him.
Feel the power, find your groove, coast to coast, we slamming through. Fire love, riding high, feel the dirt in your face as I pass you by. All the nuts, come to glory, a new breed of cowboy, that's our story. Rock hard, ride hard, dust to dawn, time to kick that machine up and get your ride on.
Been a pretty exciting night here in Toronto. We got more races left on the calendar before we close out the 2012 season. Houston, we're headed your way. We're coming down there. You're going to see all the lights races right here on Speed. Then we're going to New Orleans. Kevin Windham, I think, is throwing that party, isn't he?
Huge party down there at the Dome.
Seattle, Bicycle Stadium in Salt Lake City, and of course we close it all out live here on Speed, Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada. Always a highlight to the Monster Energy AMA Supercross FIM World Championship season. Davey Millsap's got a heat race win here earlier tonight. You see that GoPro camera on top of his helmet. Here's what it looks like when he showed us a lap from practice earlier today, or yeah, I guess it was practice.
I've seen the white flag. This looks like the race, Ralph. This is the last lap as he is being pressured from Justin Brayton. So you notice those rocks starting to slide down to the bottom right there. All those little white specks. Now watch, he's going to try to lock into a rut right there. Power down, shift from 2nd to 3rd, back down to 2nd right here. This is where he's trying to guard the inside. Watch on the left side, that was Justin Brayton trying to make the pass for the lead. Through the rhythm section here. Little triple jump. We'll watch as he guards the inside, and look at how rutted the whoops are. He flies right across the top. Pretty solid lines. That is how you win the heat race.
All the business is done. Main event racing coming up.
Suzuki's Brett Metcalf and Honda's Justin Brayton made some noise leading at Indy.
They're side by side again. Metcalf battles back. Oh, and he holds him off.
Yamaha's Davey Millsaps has put in 2 impressive podium rides the past 2 weeks. Are they ready to challenge Kawasaki's Ryan Villopoto for 20 laps in tonight's main event? Ralph, Jeff, and Aaron will call the action from round 12 when we return to the Rogers Centre in Toronto, Canada.
The rear wheel all the way down the start straight and right into the lead. Oh, Weimer into the tough blocks, pushing it hard to try to get himself up into 2nd. Weimer on the inside. He's going to take 2nd away and now puts Tickle back to 3rd. Checkered flag for Villopoto.
And of course the Honda's got it.
Oh, look at that. Boy, you know the adrenaline's pumping right now. That's the battle for 3rd right now. Can Davey hang on for the win? Brayton tries to take a look inside. There he is, tight, inside line. Checkered flag's gonna wave, and Millsaps can finally breathe comfortably now. Grant on that DNA Energy drink back Kawasaki for Jeff Ward Racing, right into the lead with the whole shot. Rocking his way to the checkered flag is Josh Grant right now, and he's gonna take the LCQ win. Kevin Windham getting ready to go racing in our main event here tonight for 20 laps with 20 riders in the gate. This twin pick coming in. That's our buddy Jamie Spears there, whose daughter Brittany's got quite the singing career going. Cajun cookers at the camp cheering on K-Dub and eating seafood. Tell you what, Jamie Spears comes to a lot of Monster Energy Supercross races and cooks for all of us. We have not eaten better anywhere in the world than we have when Jamie's cooking. Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com, keys to the race, Jeff, from Villapoto and Millsaps.
Well, good start, 20 solid laps, consistency, ride your own race, and you got to get that start because especially on this 450, that roost hurts.
Big time.
Oh, yeah. I think we had a good quote from Millsaps, though. I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
Go there.
Hey, Diana Dahlgren, Miss Monster Energy Supercross, ready to go with the 30-second board, and so are we.
And I even noticed that both of the Alessi brothers are lined up to the right side of the middle of the gate, right next to each other. So there you go, 800 and 801. Let's see who's got the skills to get the whole shot here. Both on the same team, same bikes.
Can somebody take a win away from Villapoto, or will he add to the record books? Here's the gate in Toronto. Millsaps tries to get the drive. Brayton. Can Brayton do it? Brayton with the Nuclear Cowboys whole shot. And the Honda rider is off to the lead with Millsaps chasing right behind Villapoto.
Arguably the three fastest riders of the night right up front. Got Weimer setting in fourth and Chisholm, I believe, in fifth.
The Muscle Milk Honda rider has been getting better and better every week. He's been getting healthier. That's been making the difference. He told me, Jeff, that, you know, to beat Villapoto, you've got to be at your absolute best in every category because that's where Ryan is right now. He just hasn't been there because of the injuries he's been rehabbing from.
Well, he's got 20 laps here to put in to come past the finish line for the first time with the green flag. And you're talking about the champ and a rider that's trying to notch his first win, going at it.
And that's how it was a week ago in Indianapolis. Brayton led early. Villapoto stalked him and then was able to get him at the end because Brayton just ran out of basically physical stamina, still coming back from those injuries.
Yeah, right here, Villapoto to the inside with an aggressive move.
Can he get it done? No, Brayton still had the inside line in the next corner.
And watch Villapoto, he is just attacking right now, not wasting any time.
Devours him in that corner. Villapoto takes the lead away. Now, what can Brayton do? How far back has he come? Can he come after Villapoto and mount a challenge?
Millsaps just hanging back in third right now, watching all this go down. And yeah, Weimer's still in fourth, and Windham comes across in fifth right now.
Villapoto trying to squirt away, with Brayton giving it everything he can to stay in touch.
Boy, notice just how loose these turns are getting. They fixed them with the Bobcats and the Dozers, but what it's left of is instead of them being really rutted, they're really washed out and loose.
Progressive pass of the race is going to be the one for the lead.
Watch here as Villapoto just gets to the inside of Brayton right here, gets the line just a little more aggressive through the rhythm section.
And Villapoto has got Brayton right on his tail.
Brayton's fired up. He must have a line through the whoops because just before we came to this shot, the crowd came alive, and that's because Brayton is putting the pressure on the champ.
Sounds like Villapoto had a bit of an issue through the whoops, Jeff.
Here we go. Tries to jump through. Oh, big cross run. That is a huck-a-buck of epic proportions, but he keeps the Kawasaki on two wheels.
But that also goes to show you how treacherous this 21st rider in the gate that we talked about, the racetrack itself, is here tonight. Arguably the best rider in the world, bar none here tonight, Brian Villapoto, having his issues as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be the story here for Brayton. He just needs to put in those strong, consistent laps. if he can keep the pressure on Villapoto, you never know how this thing could turn out. Certainly has the confidence at this point. But notice the riders being a little more timid through some of those sections. Even in these bowl turns right here, they're kind of sliding it around as it's really marbly and slippery.
Here's Weimer battling with Millsaps. Those two fighting over third, and the Kawasaki rider Weimer takes it on this green machine.
Nice pass right there. Weimer riding with a lot of confidence at this point. See how he gets through this rhythm section here. Has to seat bounce that, use a little momentum and the power from that 450. Now watch as he gets through the whoops right now. He's going to try to skip through some of them, and Millsaps just got on top.
There goes Wyndham. Wyndham in fifth, Chisholm. He's got sixth. Here comes Marvin Musquin and Metcalf on his Suzuki number 24. Musquin telling me earlier today this would be his last ride in the Supercross class on the 350 KTM. Going to go back to the West.
Go back to the West and ride the 250, and you never know. His teammate Ryan Dudgeon could be back. We could get word. You just never know when that's going to happen. Putting the pressure, or getting the pressure put on here by Metcalf. But see, as Metcalf trying to get just to the inside of the racing line, and as he slid up into the berm, he hit all those marbles. And it's just, if you make a pass, you better make sure that you have a wheel on the guy, because you do not want to slide that front wheel either into the side of his pipe. Watch right here, see, he's not quite close enough. He can't be as aggressive as what he'd like to be.
Oh, he is through the whoops, though. Metcalf very aggressive there. Musquin on the inside, but Metcalf has really turned it up. And he's going to beat him to the corner. Give Metcalf now 8th position.
Good battles all the way through the pack right here as we're taking a look at the fastest lap, last lap around was actually Brayton. Fastest lap of the main is Villapoto at a 47.1, and they're just about a second slower than that fast lap by Villapoto.
That's Will Hahn on the 58. He's chasing Kanairi, who has the final spot inside the top 10.
Will Hahn just doing a little double-double through here.
Cole Seeley's gone back to the West as well, Jeff. That's why he's not here tonight.
Nice opportunity, though, for Will here to, a little bit of concrete coming up in that line right there. You guys are going to have to move out of that line. It's going to be really difficult to jump that triple out of the turn.
Going deeper through the field.
Sipes, Gerke.
Alessi right here. This is Mike Alessi.
This is not the type of start that we usually see Mike Alessi get. Running outside the top 10 here, that puts him in 14th. 30 seconds off of the lead.
His brother Jeff is all the way back in 19th. These two riders battling it out over 13th position. Gerke just in front of him on the 87. Gerke on the BTOsports.com machine.
Look at these guys just trying to fight their way through this treacherous whoop section. And you want to come in and you want to jump some, but then you just have to be lined up when you land. And we noticed Wyndham a few laps ago, as he jumped into the whoops, he really was on a wheel stand. You want to try to keep the bike level.
Wyndham has gotten the Toyota back to Yamaha, Davey Millsaps, and the Joe Gibbs rider doing everything he can right now to hang on to fourth. But Kevin Wyndham's closing. Here he comes, looking inside on Millsaps. Can't get it done just yet.
And he had to cut so low to stay out of those ruts right now. But just for Wyndham to even be riding, that hit that he took last week in Indianapolis when he clipped the back of Mike Alessi's bike and went flying off right at the end of the race, it landed basically, on his rear. He didn't have any real, absorption with his legs or anything. Just took such a hard hit. That's why his back, low back, and glutes and hamstrings and everything are just so stiff. And he may be out there doing a fine ride right now, but I tell you, he's going to be sore once again once this 20 laps is over.
But he won't give up easily, Aaron.
Matty Wong, you guys, what a performance he's doing so far. Stiff and sore from last weekend. He's been taking some anti-inflammatories, massage. Also, he's been hooked up to an interferential stimulator to increase the circulation and blood flow. He's keeping his body from seizing up, trying to stay mobile, trying to stay nimble. And he's not going to lie, everything hurts, and he just needs to power through tonight.
And he's up to fourth now, Aaron, as he made the pass during your report. And Millsaps has to charge back.
Yeah, she's had a knack for that tonight, huh?
She's been good at it, yeah.
If you know if Aaron's on, there's going to be a pass.
Yep. You know, and in talking to talking to Kevin Windham about that crash, Jeff, a week ago, he said he really thought he was going to get tossed off the bike in a different direction, which could have been even worse. Here's a look at it as we go back to Lucas Oil Stadium a week ago. Watch Windham on the 14 in red. He thought he was going to land backwards into that berm, which really could have hurt.
Man, he was pretty frustrated right there. He had a great ride. He was coming from behind, and he was on the gas, looking at the top 5, and that went down. So we go back to our leader here.
But you know, he had a 16-second lead in his heat race, did Ryan Villapoto. So far in this main event, and we're past halfway point, he's only been able to gap Brayton by 5, and that just happened recently. There you see Brayton back in the distance. Obviously, the incredible season a year ago for Ryan Villapoto, winning literally everything there was to win in Supercross and motocross competition, Jeff, including the Monster Million, first time ever that was paid out.
Yeah, that was. Did you see? Did you see how much cash that was?
And now here he is, heading towards his second Monster Energy AMA Supercross FIM World Championship title. And who knows what's in store for him the rest of 2012. When do we start talking about what could Ryan Villapoto do to the AMA and Supercross record books?
Well, I think you can talk about that right now. I mean, Villapoto has 21 main event wins, 6 this season. He's 7th all time. Okay, so, and when, you know, theoretically, his main championship contenders, or at least in the beginning of the championship, 4 of those riders went down. And unfortunately for us fans, Brayton and Millsaps, Windham, these guys have stepped up. But these are the type of races that a rider like Villapoto needs to win. And these, you know, as he makes his trek through his career, I feel that by the time he gets done, he's going to be inside of the top 5 all time. You never know if he's going to be able to pass up Reed, Stewart, Carmichael, and McGrath, who has the all-time win record at 72 main event wins.
Yeah, he has the opportunity here to rack up some wins this season before the year is out. He doesn't want to leave them laying on the table. And a guy that he's going to be racing against next year is watching with Aaron.
He's watching and observing, just fresh off your 4th win of the season, Justin, but what do you think of the race that's taking place right now?
Man, what an awesome race. You know, Villapoto made a great pass on Brayton, and Villapoto's so strong this year on the bike, and I just can't wait to get on a 450 and race with someone that caliber. You know, I got to try it out a little outdoors, but Supercross is a different story, and the race with these guys will be awesome. I'm looking forward to it one day.
Speaking of being in that caliber, do you think personally you have what it takes to go out and contend against those guys?
Yeah, you know, I think I can do it. You know, I'm really doing good on 250. I ride a 450 really well, and I think I can give them a run for their money. I would try my best.
He's on the sidelines watching, observing, soaking it all up, trying to take it all in.
Hey, I love the confidence. I mean, I remember being on the line at one of the Supercross races in '92, and McGrath had won the main event, and he's like, hey, those Supercross guys on the line, they better look out because I'm coming. And we're like, yeah, right, there's a lot of competition here. His first year he won, what, 8 or 10 main events. So it's that type of confidence. I don't look at his arrogance, but confidence. What it takes.
Kevin Windham certainly has the confidence, and he just took 3rd with a move on Weimer. Beaten, battered, and no problem for the wily veteran, Kevin Windham.
Well, we'll take another look at that. And you notice that Weimer's off the track.
Jumped right off the track. Over the berm he went and out of the ballpark.
Trying to find a good spot to get in here.
Make a left-hand turn. There he goes.
Well, he lost quite a bit of positions, and we'll take a look at what happens here. This is, there was a rider down. That was Metcalf and Gerke. Alessi was in there distracting him. He looks over at Gerke. Like, what are you thinking? Loses a position, then loses his concentration, and consequently, he's lost a position and a bunch of time and a podium.
And here's where he goes off the track, right up and over the berm.
And that can be really dangerous because as you try to turn back on, if you catch those tough blocks and they give away, nice piece of riding, even though it was a mistake, the fact that he kept it up. Because once you hit the concrete, it's like ice. I mean, Josh Grant here looking like he's about to go lap down to Wyndham.
So Wyndham up to third, looking at a podium tonight, Jeff.
He's been fast. In the first qualifying practice today, Wyndham was the fastest rider. He wasn't even sure if he was going to ride today.
No.
Consequently, he's been really fast. He's been strong.
When he came out, took a look at the first practice, just kind of take a look at the track, and pretty much cruised it for the rest of the afternoon, get his qualifying time in, and then that was it.
And we had a conversation with Chad Reed earlier today, and he even alluded to Wyndham as being one of the best at the whoop sections when they get rutted like this. That he just has a knack and a talent that not many riders have. And so on a night like tonight, when the track conditions get like this, Kevin really seems to excel.
Got around Grant, who's running in 12th.
You know, and when we started tonight, brand new, the track design was a pretty easy track design, but what I kept saying is how the track conditions were going to be in the soil and what's gone on here, and that's what's made this track so difficult and made the best riders in the world make a tremendous amount of mistakes.
Villopoto, even when he's had a bobble, has been able to manage it, keep it under control, stay on top of his Kawasaki, and keep marching forward.
Well, you're looking at the best rider in the world, bar none. He is fit. He is strong. He has, in his career, he's been able to overcome injury and rebound and come back in ways that we didn't think would be possible, even going into his first Supercross title last year, 2011. He came into that season off of an injury, just wanted to kind of get back into the groove. He wins the opening round, goes on to win the title. Just an incredible run that he's on right now.
When you think about how badly broken he was with that leg injury in 2010 after the race in St. Louis, and everything he had to fight through to rehab himself just to get back to competition, let alone to ride at the level he's performed at last year and now this year, it's incredible the dedication and determination he has had to come back and stand at the top of the sport and say, not only am I here to race, I'm the guy to beat.
And the one thing is he's not afraid to do the work. He's got a lot of these great facets, a lot of these great qualities, but when it comes down to doing the hard work, he will do it. Now it's paying off.
And it does again here tonight. Ryan Villopoto lights the candles here in Toronto. Another win in 2012, and the march towards a second championship continues for RV. Baseball, April 7th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Tune in for that. Here's Aaron.
It was such a great ride going for Jake Weimer. Jake, 2 separate incidents happened out there. Can you take us through what happened?
Well, I mean, obviously somebody had crashed, and I thought it was a good idea to try and square underneath them, and then they decided that they were going to go to the left. So, I mean, that's kind of a racing incident, but then I made a mistake and flew off the track. I'm lucky I'm not hurt, but I think the most frustrating thing right now, well, I mean, other than I should have had a podium, but it's unbelievable to me that some people make the main event and then just roll around. It's pretty frustrating, but just want to thank my team, Monster Energy Kawasaki, everybody that's behind me, Von Zipper, Alpine Star, Vans, Young and Reckless, everybody that's behind us. You know, it's my trainer Eldon, Ryan Rao, my dad. Thank all you guys.
Frustrating night for Jake Weimer, but a terrific performance.
Frustrating 2 weeks, not making the main a week ago. Had a good week of practice, he told me, but had to deliver it here tonight, and it just didn't happen for Weimer. It did for that guy. We'll talk to him when we come back. Last week, when Ryan Villopoto got his 21st career Supercross class victory, he passed Jeff Ward for 7th all-time on the Supercross class win list, and he's also now 2nd on Kawasaki's all-time win list. Tonight, Aaron, career victory number 22.
22, hard to believe, and he wasted no time taking over the lead. But Ryan, it was a wild ride for you out there. A couple of really close calls. How did you manage to save it?
You know, just hang on to it. You know, just I don't know. The bike was really working really good on the whole track, other than the whoops. Really, you know, I don't think anybody's bike was working really good there. If you tried to jump, your foot pegs would drag. So, and there was no skimming them. So it was really hard. You had to stay patient, you know, and just kind of ease your way through them. But close calls. But the bike was working great. So Monster Energy Kawasaki have really done their job, and the Dunlop tires and you know, Falcon tires, everybody at Jeff Fox and Parts Unlimited and Thor and everybody, thank you.
You had mentioned to me this morning that you want to, more than anything, to wrap this up in Houston. It's the final chance you have in a dome where Mother Nature won't apply. What will this mean to you to pull this off?
It'd be huge, you know, just it'd be really nice, you know, not to have to go to Seattle, to Salt Lake, and obviously Vegas should be all right, but there's a few rounds there where more than likely it can rain, so would like to get it out of the way and then just go there with no pressure.
Great job tonight. Congratulations on your 7th victory of the season.
Here's a look at those points now.
Thank you, Ryan.
It's a healthy lead, obviously.
I'm not.
Yeah, but Ryan Dungey hasn't raced, and he's still in second. That tells you the gap that these two riders had.
Yeah, and James missed a round 2, and he's still hanging in there tonight. And Justin Brayton is climbing his way up. He's in 6th right now, Aaron, but he's only a point out of 5th.
That's right, and every weekend Justin Brayton continues to get a little bit stronger and stronger. You were feeling it this week. You said the best week you've had so far. What was it that went wrong for you tonight?
Man, RV's just fast. You know, that's the bottom line, but track was tough tonight, man, and tire selection was key, and hats off to the Dunlop guys for giving me some great tires, and got off to an awesome start, so that definitely helped, but just need some more speed. RV, like I said, is riding really good, but hats off to all the guys at Team Honda Muscle Milk. They've been working so hard, and Yoshimura, and there's so many guys behind the scenes that make this happen, and thanks a lot to those guys for getting me up here.
Great job. And Kevin Windham, it was not even confirmed whether or not you were going to be racing showing up tonight. To pull this podium off, what does this moment mean?
Oh, it's incredible. Great team. The Geico Honda team got me ready, and a lot of physical therapy, working back in Baton Rouge and Louisiana with Jessica, a couple other people here, Dr. Navarre, mobile medical unit. It was more about being off the bike than on the bike this week, but when it came time, we were able to get it done, and it feels great.
And Kevin Windham, we've taken a vote here, is going to be our Brent Michaels Rock Hard Ride Hard winner with that
undoubtedly
tough situation working through the back, and he works his way up to a 3rd tonight. He easily wins that here tonight. Here's a look at the rest of the results. Gavin Faith comes across the line, tail end of the field here tonight.
Metcalf, who was up inside the top 5, has that crash, ends up 18th.
Things wrapping up on the track. All the photographers down there taking the pictures. Well, it has been a great night here in Toronto, and now we start making our way towards Houston. You'll see the lights from Houston next Sunday, April 1st. That's not an April Fool's joke. We're going to have it for you here on Speed. Justin Barcia takes the lights win. Ryan Villapoto takes the big win in the Supercross class. Thanks to Chad Reed for stopping by and James Stewart for calling in. For Aaron Bass, Jeff Emig, I'm Ralph Sheen. So long from Canada.